ago, I saw a patient who worked at Sequins International performing a job called spooling. She came to me complaining of right shoulder pain and described that her job required her to go like this all day long. So she was turning a crank with her right arm and with her right shoulder elevated and in constant motion. It turned out that she had a condition called rotator cuff tendinitis. And because this can be serious, Lori Kellogg from the union's Health and Safety Department went out to Sequins.
What I started with was just confidential health symptoms surveys of the workers. And I found out that almost 75% of them were experiencing pretty serious pain of some kind or another, and some of them very serious pain. And I took that information to management without giving any names, just the aggregate results. And we started talking about what a serious problem there was in this factory and how the union could help.
I'm working here almost 30 years. I've done most jobs in the factory, so I'm pretty familiar with most of the processes. I have been plant manager. I'm currently human resource director. When I first heard that we had a problem in a particular department called the spooling department, I wasn't so sure I believed that the problem was being caused within the factory.
I started off with videotaping the jobs, all different positions, each of the workers. And those videotapes were used to further educate management, the supervisors, and the workers. We did extensive educational programs with the supervisors and the workers so that everybody could give their ideas about what was wrong with the job and how to find solutions.
She came down, we looked at some videos and got some education, the supervisors and some of management, and realized at that point that the process that we were asking the workers to do was certainly adding to this carpal tunnel syndrome problem.
The classes we had were very helpful, educational, because it taught us to explain where the symptoms were coming from, where we had the symptoms, and how we were to go about it.
In reviewing OSHA 200 logs, it's important to realize that often what will be written is a symptom, such as right shoulder pain, so that, for example, the garment worker I saw who came with right shoulder pain turned out to have a rotator cuff tendinitis, but that would have been reported as right shoulder pain. Carpal tunnel syndrome might be reported as wrist, hand, or finger pain, or even numbness. So it's important to realize that symptoms of pain, numbness, tingling, soreness, anywhere from the neck down into the arms can be due to specific upper extremity musculoskeletal diseases.
Some of the people that haven't complained about problems that exist, when they see improvements are being made, will then feel confident that they can talk about some of the pains they have. So I know that when I talk to some people about putting in ergonomic programs, initially they take a big hit on their comp insurance, because that's when you open up Pandora's box. But the long term, it ends up reversing. We have gone from 1 year having $96,000 in comp claims, 18 cases being carpal syndrome, to in 1996 we had $4,500 in comp claims in 5 cases, none of them being carpal syndromes.
Bueno, primeramente esta silla tú la puedes mover para abajo como para arriba, lo mismo el pedal de abajo la puedes bajar según cómo te sientas, lo mismo la máquina la puedes mover, subir. También acá esta la puedes levantar. Puedes trabajar también parada. Puedes usar el pedal parada. Y también la puedes bajar esto. Lo puedes subir y bajar. ¿Ves? Como bajarla también. Entonces ahora ya me siento mejor.
The most important thing that we've learned about the ergonomics process is that there's one group of people who knows what the problems are and can figure out the solutions, and that is the workers who are doing the jobs. And you have to give a lot of room for them to criticize, to be involved in the process, to make complaints, to be honest about the symptoms they're feeling, and then really respect the suggestions that they make for improving the machine. An ergonomics project really has to include a lot of different elements. There has to be a plan for looking at medical issues and medical management. How are people going to be dealt with when they have injuries? There needs to be a participatory process for job analysis and job redesign. And there needs to be evaluation after the project and as you go along in the project. You need to look at what you're doing, how people are reacting to it, what their feedback is, and whether they like certain changes or want to see other things change. It needs to be an open structure where there is full participation by the workers and the management and supervisors.